The Varnak aliens were cruel. They were not always like this. Long ago, they were strong and proud warriors. But after losing the war to the humans after, Earth's fireships came and broke their empire. The Varnak had no more glory, no more battles, no more future. So they created something else. Entertainment, through pain. In the middle of their new capital, on a broken moon once ruled by humans, the Varnak built a black stone pit, a deep, old hole, sealed with glowing red symbols. They called it the Dragon Pit. At the bottom of the pit, locked in chains powered by energy, was a creature from the past, a dragon. It had not moved in 50 years. The Varnak called it the Beast. It was their trophy, their pet, and their favorite part of the show. Every week, they threw someone inside. Sometimes it was a slave, sometimes an animal, sometimes a rebel. The crowd always cheered. The dragon never moved. But this time was different. The sacrifice today was a young girl. Her name was Gina. She was 11 years old. Her dark hair was messy. Her leg was broken. Her face was covered in bruises. She didn't scream. She didn't fight. She just stared ahead, silent. The alien crowd was huge. Thousands of Varnak warriors filled the seats of the stone arena. Their armor shined under the twin moons. Some laughed. Some placed bets. One of them said, "She won't last 5 seconds." Another Varnak looked bored. Too small. Not enough blood. The guards dragged Gina to the edge of the pit. She could barely stand. Her body trembled, but her eyes, they were calm, cold still. A horn sounded. The crowd shouted. They pushed her. She fell. The pit was deep and wide. She dropped for 5 seconds, maybe more. The fall should have broken her body completely, but a did, and single quotes T did not hit the stone floor. Something slowed her fall. Her small body floated gently down, as if soft hands had caught her. She landed without a sound. The Varnak stopped cheering. They leaned forward, confused. Why didn't she splatter? Is the pit broken? No one, Noble whispered. Something caught her far below. In the shadows, the girl lay still. Then the chains moved, metal clinked, dust arose. The dragon opened its eyes. They were not black, not red. They were gold bright and burning, like small suns. The arena fell silent. Not even a whisper. The beast blinked once. Then again, its body, huge and covered in black scales, shifted slightly. Chains groaned. Sparks flew. The dragon stood up. For the first time in 5 decades, it moved. Its head turned toward the girl. Its horns were long and sharp like blades. Its wings were folded but thick with power. It stepped forward, slow, quiet. Gina opened her eyes. She saw it. She did not scream. Instead, she whispered, "Are you going to eat me?" The dragon stopped. It lowered its head close to her, just inches away. Its hot breath blew dust into the air. She heard a voice, not out loud, but inside her mind, gentle, deep, warm. "No, you are one of us." Gina blinked. Her heart beat fast. Visions flooded into her mind, images of dragons flying across the sky beside humans. Riders, warriors. A woman, a Korean woman, riding this very dragon. Her face looked like Gina's. She smiled, strong and proud. It was Gina's mother. A memory, a truth. She was not just a human girl. She was from the bloodline of the flame-packed the dragon, riders of old Earth. She was not prey. She was kin. Above. The nobles panicked. She should be Ash. Why is it not attacking? Why is it bowing? Yes, bowing. The dragon had lowered its head to the floor. Its golden eyes looked up at Gina like it was waiting for her command. A priest, tall and thin with cracked skin and a shaking voice, stood up from the royal box. He gasped. "She has the ember mark," he whispered. "She carries the flame seed. That bloodline was destroyed. She is human." "No," the priest whispered. "She is the last dragon seed." Gasps filled the air. A Varnak warchief, big and red-eyed, grabbed his plasma rifle. "Lies," he roared. "End her now." He pointed the gun at the girl and fired. The shot never reached her. The dragon's wing moved like a blur. It blocked the blast. The energy burned across its scales, but did no harm. Then it looked up, and it roared. The sound was not just noise. It was a memory. It smashed into the Varnak minds like thunder. They saw visions, wars. They started. Children they stole. Planets. They burned. They screamed. Some fell to their knees. Others tried to run. The warchief shouted, "We forged your chains. You obey us." The dragon's eyes narrowed. The chains snapped. The ground shook. It rose. Gina stood, holding onto its neck. She was small, silent, but strong. The dragon flapped its wings once, and with a loud crack, it broke the energy runes around the pit. The walls trembled. The sky above opened up. The dragon flew. Fire followed behind it. Silence filled the arena. No one spoke. The Varnak had thrown a girl into the pit for their amusement. But now she was flying, and their greatest weapon was no longer theirs. The sky above the Varnak city burned gold. The dragon was free. It flew high with wide wings, shaking the clouds. Fire poured behind it like rivers of light. But it did not burn the homes below. It did not destroy the city. It simply flew in silence. With a small human girl on its back, Gina held tight to the dragon's neck. Her eyes were red from wind and tears, but her face was calm. She looked down at the thousands of Varnak warriors, who had once laughed. Now, they were quiet, afraid. Some still knelt, some dropped their weapons, some cried. The Varnak had never seen a dragon bow. They had never seen one take flight since the old wars, and they had never seen one protect a child. The flames circled above, but nothing burned. Then, Gina raised a hand. She didn't shout. Her voice wasn't loud, but it was carried by the wind, by the magic in the dragon's breath. And everyone heard her. Stop hurting people. That was all she said. The words hit harder than any fire. The warriors felt it in their hearts. Their old memories woke up. They remembered faces they had forgotten, families, the cries of children, the sound of begging in languages they had erased. Something in them cracked. The dragon flew lower. Wings spread wide like a god in the sky. Below, the elders trembled. One priest dropped his staff. The war chief who had fired at Gina earlier tried to speak, but no sound came out. His rifle turned to ash in his hands. All across the city, the magic of the dragon flowed. Fires touched. No homes, but they found the prisons, the torture rooms, the weapon chambers. Flames danced through steel walls and melted them into glowing rivers. Chains broke. Doors flew open. One by one, the cages of the Varnak Empire were destroyed. The dragon had not come for revenge. It had come for justice. In the sky, Gina looked ahead. She saw the sun rising far away, golden and soft. She turned to the dragon, whispered, "Are there more like this? More cities with cages?" The dragon answered, not with words, but with memory. Gina saw planets in her mind, blue skies with black towers, moons filled with fire, species she didn't know, trapped, chained, crying. And then, she saw hope. Other dragons, still sleeping. Other riders, waiting to be found. The girl said nothing for a long time. She just looked down at the world that had tried to throw her away. She remembered her mother, the woman in the vision riding beside the dragon, smiling with flames around her. That woman had died in the war, but the fire did not die. It now burned inside. Gina the Varnak watched as the dragon landed in the center of the city, where the black pit had once swallowed sacrifices. The ground around it was broken, cracked by wings of freedom. Jin stepped down. She stood on the stone. Small, thin, limping, but something in her made even the strongest warrior step back. The old priest approached. He was scared, but he bowed. In his hands was something wrapped in gold cloth. A necklace. It held a silver flame symbol, old and smooth, glowing gently. It belonged to the first flame rider, the priest said. The one who flew with dragons. Before the war, before we turned everything to pain. He held it out with shaking hands. Gina looked at it. She did not smile. She simply nodded once. She took the necklace and placed it around her neck. The fire inside it lit up like a star. The crowd gasped. A Varnak child, hiding behind her father's armor, stepped forward. She looked up at Gina. "Are you going to hurt us now?" Gina shook her head. "No, but you must change." And somehow, they believed her. She climbed back onto the dragon. The creature rose with a slow beat of its wings, steady and heavy. It circled the city once more, but it dropped no fire. It only left silence. That night, the Varnak took down their banners. No orders were given. No one ruled them anymore. But still, they stopped. The empire they built from fear began to fall, not because of war, but because a child had told them to stop. Far above, in the stars, Gina and the dragon flew east, beyond the glowing clouds, past the cities, past the ruins, toward the next world. She looked ahead, into space. The stars blinked like the dragon's eyes. "Will you show me where the others are?" she asked. The dragon did not answer with words, but inside her mind, the warmth returned. Yes, There were more dragons, more cages, more people to free. And Gina had made her choice. She would find them, one by one, planet by planet, with fire not of hate, but of truth. And so, the legend began. Called her many names, Flameborn. The last rider. The girl who silenced the war beasts. But to the dragon, she was just Gina. The girl who once asked, "Are you going to eat me?" Now she carried the fire, and the stars burned brighter wherever she flew.